Welcome back to the Paul Holden Details channel. Yeah, this is the Christmas special. Wow, you really have made an effort, Paul. Look at all those glistening lights. Poor show. Anyway, this is the Christmas special. This is the Alien Magic Christmas special featuring the Mark 7 Fiesta. Now, the owner, Jamie, you might have seen me and him doing a video together. I'll put a link down below to his channel. Very important that you subscribe to his channel. He's got a young YouTube channel. He's a car reviewer. He's blooming good at it as well. Smashing fella. We got talking and about products and all the rest of it, what I use. And would I like to do a video with him, and we keep putting it off because of time and weather, and finally we've managed to do it. Now, this is a first for the channel. It's a ceramic coating. I've never done a ceramic coating. The simple reason is I don't have a lockup, I don't have a studio, I don't have any premises where I can get a car in undercover securely to do it. So we thought, do you know what, we'll have a crack at it. Now I have to say to everyone out there, right from the start, that Alien Magic's provided everything. Alien Magic Car Care, Rob kindly sent down everything. But not to me, he sent it to Jamie. So Jamie got all the gear. I went and spoke to Jamie about it, and we went through some of the products very, very quickly because this was kind of short notice. And this is me and him trying to do a ceramic coating during the day. Now, I won't advise this to anybody, especially when you start doing the machine polishing and you're trying to get it done before the light starts failing. Now, we were in a lockup. This is a secure premises. It rained in the morning. The water filtration system we were using seems to take forever to come through the gun. We managed to blow the fuse box on several occasions, thus losing light and power. The dog ate me homework, and yeah, you know the rest of the excuses. So there's my excuses out the way. Now, we tried to get as much done as possible. We skimped on a few bits and pieces. I've got to tell you, I'll explain it through the video. Anyway, we'll let you be the judge, and you can see for yourselves what it turned out like, and put your comments down below. So go and grab a glass of mulled wine, get a very, very strong beer, go and pour yourself a vodka and tonic, a gin and tonic, I don't care. Get a bowl of crisps, Twiglets, roll the video. So here we go then, you've got your pint in your hand, your Twiglets in the other hand. We're off. So this starts off with the filtered water system, the rinse down. The tank is underground and it comes up and is pumped into your pressure washer. Try saying that with a mouthful of Twiglets. So we rinse down the wheel before we use any chemicals. Chemicals used are Pure Magic, this is a citrus degreaser, Rimex, which is a tyre and wheel cleaner. That's before we hit it with the fallout remover. So we load up the Marilex power washer, soak the tyre first. We have actually got the Rimex in the bucket, so we've got the wheel wash system in the bucket. A number of brushes used, all the usual suspects, EZ and Vican and the Atlas brush. Load up the Vican brush. These are matte wheels, believe it or not. Really, really nice, these wheels. Suit the car, nice colour. Good choice. Once you've done that, rinse down again. You want to see the stuff that come out from underneath this car. Woohoo! Oh boy. Then it's on to fallout remover. This is Wraith, or Wrath, however you want to say it. So obviously going to repeat the process around all four wheels. The reason we do the wheels first is because any chemicals we use spray up onto the bodywork. These are the worst affected area. Wheels, all the brake dust builds up, and then you chuck it all over your car. What's the point? Do the wheels first, then get rid of it. There you go. Fallout remover kicking in. Give this around 5-10 minutes. You can see it bleeding there, and then rinse it down. Why are we doing this inside? Because it was chucking it down outside, although on reflection I think we got actually wetter doing it indoors. Yeah, hashtag wet pants. So as Jamie starts having a go, this was a bit of a training day for him as well. No, he doesn't move like that normally. That's speeded up footage. There you go. Look at that for a slick. Look at that crud. All from underneath his car. Then it's on to snow foam. Purple haze was the choice. You may have seen this on my channel. I'll put a link in here somewhere. Very, very bright. Very, very thick. Is it a gimmick? Of course it is. Does it get you noticed? Of course it does. That's the whole point. All you keyboard warriors out there. Give this a good 10 minutes. This does hang around rather a lot, this stuff. So interesting enough, while I was filming, Jamie has been filming as well, right from the start. You can check his video out underneath this one. Hogshair brushes came into play, both having a go with these. To release the grime out of the nooks and crannies, especially on the top of the windscreen. It's always a nasty spot there. If you're not careful, you'll get moss build up there, believe it or not. I've seen it. So while Jamie's tackling the front grille, I waded through the sea of foam, more wet feet, and then started the rinse down stage. So while I was rinsing down, Jamie was preparing the buckets, getting the shampoo out, making sure our buckets were clean. Obviously using grit guards in both of them. I actually use a grit guard in my wheel bucket as well. Choice is Bling Alien Magic's pH neutral, a very foamy, very well lubricated shampoo. Oh my god, it's a frothy shot. So shooting the breeze while we're washing the car, both having a go at this. Makes a change to have someone to talk to when you're washing the car. I get quite lonely, you know. So it's worth mentioning, I used a couple of mitts. In fact, there was 3 mitts in the end because I used a secondary mitt for the lower part, that plastic bit right at the bottom. You don't want to trash your best mitt. Oh, gotta have the foam shot over the badge. So well, Luke Skywalker, I mean Jamie was round the back. The apprentice. He likes it around the back. Apparently, I don't know. Onto the rinse stage once we've washed it. The number of rinse stages involved with this, you'll soon find out why. So once you've rinsed this down, it's then on to the fallout removing stages. You do this before the clay stages. You don't want to mar the paint, remove the contaminants from the paint, and this includes glue and tar, which you will see very shortly. Well, you'll see some glue anyway. That's the fallout doing its thing. Not that there was a lot on this car, to be fair. This requires a further rinse down. Yes, very, very wet feet. Drainage around here is poor. So this is intense. No, I mean this is intense. This is the remover, glue remover. Give that a good soaking. Hold your cloth on it. Don't rub it. And boom, remove. So check around the car, see if there's any more of this stuff. I don't know what that was. I don't know, small child residue probably. Next on to the dirty poo chutes. This twin exit pipe, APC from the power spray, and then agitated with a small EZ brush. And then followed up with 40 wire wool, should I say. And then refine with a bit of metal polish off camera. I ain't got time to film everything, you know. Busy man. So use your cheap El Cheapo wash mitt for this. Don't use your best one. And it's time to bust the clay out next. So we chose to use the softest of the 3. There's a traffic light system. All varying hardnesses. And that is Nuru. That is their clay lube and pad primer. So it kind of looks like a... well, someone sat on a baby bell, to be honest with you. And then spritz the panel where you're going to do your claying. Now, there's another way you can do this. You can keep the car wet. This adds to the lube. You don't have to dry the car. It's fairly pointless if you're going to do this because you're going to rinse the car down anyway to remove any clay residue. So keep the panels wet and then add the lube on top if you so wish. So I had a bit of soap on mine. I kept some shampoo on the panel just to aid it even more. And then it was onto a highly speeded up clay session. Not a lot of residue, as you can see. Now the fun begins and bringing the beast into the workshop. Jamie starts air drying. He chose to air dry and towel dry it using the Alien Magic drying towel. I think Jamie wants one of these for Christmas. Forget it, I'm not buying you one. There are of course pet blowers. You can check out pet blowers online. I know someone who's done a video on that. Check out Becky's video on that. And of course much more expensive versions of this, or way more expensive should I say. So a nice slow-mo dragging action, getting the rest of the water off the cart. One of the worst bits about this cart is this front nose cone. My God, is that a pain to clean. Actually clean that twice. Fiddly as hell. Right, quick, I'll stop talking. Can I get another pint? Right, you got another pint, it's time to look at the paint. So it's quite difficult to get this on camera. It's pretty hazy, it's swirly, there's some randoms in there. But on the whole, it's got a nice fleck to it. I think it's going to respond well. Oh, my favourite bit, taping up. Oh no. I hate that job. Mind you, I'm good at wrapping Christmas presents. Yeah, definitely. Pad choice. This is the medium one. I believe it is. I'm colourblind. That's a lot good, isn't it? I had to ask Jamie. So it's pad dependent, this polish. It's quite firm, the medium one. In fact, I think that's yellow, Paul. Do you know what? Let me know in the comments. I'm terrible with colours. So it was a fine pad to start with. And we ramped it up for the random defects to get rid of them. Do not use much of this compound. You do not need much at all. Way too much on that panel, Paul. 3 pea-sized drops on a pad and you're done. So the reason this is speeded up, as you well know, is you will get very, very bored watching this in real time. Yes, you probably want to know what it's like in real time. Several minutes, I can tell you. Lots of knee ache and back ache. And recently I've torn my shoulder out, so that's really handy. So after the first set of passes, I decided to refine this after, just to get rid of some of the marks. There's a little random one in there, but the paint is starting to look much better. What I did find on the day is to rejuvenate the pad with the pad primer, and that kicks it back into gear just to finish down. I actually used to do that with a rotary before I started using the Bigfoot. So by now you should be on your second point. Go and get another one for the second part, while you finish polishing that rear quarter. No, he's still at it. Ugh. No wonder it took so long. Now you can see why it takes so long. So in between stages you need to get rid of the residue. Prep Pro, this is a mild version of alcohol wipe down, I suppose. And onto the wing. A few scratches on this wing. So we start making our way around the car. Residue control's not too bad. Very minimal dusting from this. Now if you take a look at those bonnet vents, they are actually like a piano black. There's no real need to tape them up. In fact, I tried taping them up and nothing stuck to it. So there's a very good reason not for taping them up, Paul, yes. Just be wary when you go near anything like this with your pads, or you'll rip your pad and do damage. So what I did find, if you do overload your pads, you have to do the next step anyway. If you do, you're going to have to brush them out. Now, some people use pad washers for this. I've got a brush. I just power the machine up and get rid of the residue, and that seems to revitalise the pad, ready to go again. Now Jamie followed up with a DA. Now he's no detailer, he's just a keen hobbyist. So we're trying to give him some tips along the way. And this is what we were starting to see. Clarity. It's not 100% correction, we know. Now I did bust out the Proxon polisher. This can be a little bit messy. It's fiddly. It's not that powerful. It has a very, very short lead on it. It's handy to use, but only in very small areas. Ideally on the day, you probably want a spot pad polisher, which is coming to the channel with a review next year. But this is what I got to work with, so this is what I was using. So after lots and lots of polishing, it was the stages we were all after was the IPA wipe down to see what we were left with. This is really important prep if you're going to put any ceramics on or sealants or waxes. It won't bond. You've got to have a very, very clean car. And also we went over with the Blaster Sidekick, a warm air blower, to take any dust residue off. So onto the ceramic kit. This is it. You get the applicator and this little suede block. Neo Lite. This is a ceramic 50ml bottle. Less is more. 3 or 4 drops on each time you do your passes. And then once this is on, you run your clock. That's really important. So hit your clock, 3 minutes we're after. Once 3 minutes passes, you then bust out the first cloth. Now working as a team, I did it first and then Jamie followed up with a secondary cloth for like the glossy part. There's no real sort of tackiness to this, it just seems to glide over the panel. Remember, you're putting down like another clear coat. So it's really important that you do machine polish the best you can. Obviously on the day, I would have loved to have spent a lot longer on this, around the door handles especially. But the gloss is certainly there for you to admire, and there is some clarity. So you can expect around a year for this coating. There's a top-up booster that you can use to maintain your coating, shall I say. So once this first coat was done, we allowed this to cure, add a bit of a tidy up, and that's what we were left with the first coat. So it's time to bust out the Tyre Pro. Way too much on that brush ball. What's wrong with you? You don't need a lot of this stuff. A little goes a long way. You do find that with Alien Magic products. You don't need to use a lot of them, which makes it more cost effective. Once you've done that, take off the residue. Not that flinging up everywhere on the way home, do we? So what about the wheel? We have wheel guard. This is the very hydrophobic wheel protectant sealant. Very easy to apply. Spritz the wheel and literally buff it in and buff it off. Easy. So after 2 hours, we then applied the second coat and buffed that off. Got a drink in your hand, raise a toast, watch these two Muppets buff the roof, and this is what we were left with.
It's December again, I can't believe it. Whatever happened to the rest of the year? It went by so fast, I barely did see it. Now I'm calling all angels high, if you are there, help me find the Christmas spirit again. The Christmas spirit again. That warm place in my heart that was there from the start. I want that Christmas spirit again. I find myself.
So there's a few mistakes we made. Didn't wear masks. We should have worn masks. I took my gloves off several times. I operate the camera. Obviously, you can't wear rubber gloves and operate this camera. It's a pain. So that's one thing we should have done. And also ear defenders. Very, very stupid. Forgot my ear defenders. So at the end of the day, with the ringing inside that container, with not a container, it's a building. It actually looks like Raiders of the Lost Ark. The end scenes. It did to me anyway. Sorry, stuck in the 80s. Huge thanks to Rob for sending out all the stuff. Let me know your comments down below. What you think, what you thought about the paint finish and what you thought about the whole process. Love to hear your thoughts on that. We've got some shout outs as well as massive thanks to Alien and Jamie. Ford GB. I should have done this the other week. I sent down some goodies. Go and check them out if you're into your Fords. You should be if you're watching this video. Nice little Cosy air freshener and a flyer and a pen which is in my car. Check these guys out. I'll put a link underneath the video. You can go and check these out, their Instagram page. Give them a follow if you're into your Fords. That leads me to say a massive thanks to everyone who's been watching me this year. I'm going to try and get another video out between now and the new year. I'll try anyway. Huge great thanks to you guys. We didn't quite make 10,000, but we're in the 9k area, so that's fantastic. I can't believe it. All you guys watch me every other week. It's amazing. Really do appreciate it. It's great, and I look forward to doing loads more videos next year. Collabs, we've got more brand reviews, accessories, you name it, is coming to the channel. So that leaves me to say God bless, take care, and have a fantastic Christmas, and I'll see you soon.